I had myself muted. I got kicked out?
I don't know. It's doesn't show your name on the screen for me.
Oh no, because I'm
Let's
not
see.
racing.
I don't know anymore. I'm confused.
No, I'm not racing. Um, uh, Game Boy, I'm on the spectator mode.
Ah, is that how it works? Okay. I'll leave it
Yeah,
to you then.
yeah, I'm not racing. Now you got me confused. I thought I got kicked out for a second. All right, good luck, good luck. Let me know. Text me if anything.
I'll text you personally.
All right. Good luck.
Thanks.
Alrighty, and Game Boy, come to find out, I was muted the whole time. Nobody ever tells me on the stream. This is the second time of the week where that has happened. Thank you very much, Mike Zer, for catching that on the live chat. So, everybody, welcome back to Elite Raceway. We are here with our Tier 1 group here in Monza. Yep, surprising Mike Zer on the chat. It is me in the comms booth. Unfortunately, J Dog isn't able to commentate this race, but I am always happy to step aside and yeah, watch these boys run. So we do have a couple good times happening. So we did miss a few as I was speaking, even though you guys couldn't hear me. But Frozen in positional pole right now with a 118.5. Right behind him, Moikuli with a 118.1. So quite a bit of a difference between those two. And I was mentioning before, we do have a few drivers, Colombo, Dawid, and if I'm not mistaken, there's one more on the list, Thomas Evans as well. So 3 new drivers on the grid, and I believe we have also another driver joining in as well. But I'm not sure if he's able to join in. Hopefully so. Was Samiras? I will confirm with him that I did send the invite. But Colombo starting his lap time, and yes, Mike Zer, he is another one of the Finnish boys. I don't know if he's a friend of yours and Moikuli's, but it is interesting to see another Finnish driver join the group. And that is yellow flags. I believe that is the Aston Martin of DRS Maestro. He did say he was braving it today, racing with no ABS. I told him as long as he's careful on turn 1, you don't want to be the driver to take out multiple on the first corner. Alrighty, so we are sticking with Colombo. Here in Sector 2, we still have quite a few drivers who have still yet to set in a lap. And we do have Alvin Fang also trying to join the session. So EA has been a little bit EA-ish these past couple days. Yeah, even though he shows up online, well, he doesn't show up online on the list, but he says he is online, so we will seek him out. Hopefully get another driver on the grid. There he is. Alrighty, so Colombo around the final corner and puts in a 120.3. So stays in P10 at the moment. And we do have AMS Frozen, and looks like he invalidated, so he won't be setting up a lap. Chernobyl crossing the line manages to put in a 121.2. That puts him in P12 at the moment. And we also have a couple drivers on their outlap, and let's see. Looks like T Sammy is having some issues joining through EA invite. Alright, so we do have Game Boy. Looks like he is putting in a lap at the moment. Is in Sector 2. Invalidates. Oh, a bit of a camera's curse right there. So very unfortunate for him. That is a tricky corner. If you take it too much, then it just sends you skateboarding over. So there we go. So we have managed to send an invite to T-Sam as well. Alrighty, and then AMS Frozen is putting in his lap, it seems, using a little bit of that overtake battery to get a little bit of a good jump on that straight. So sticking with Frozen, is aiming to go around the final corner at the moment. Alrighty, and puts in a 118.4, 4 tenths away from Thomas Evans. We do have Mike Cooley right behind, and it looks like he did invalidate, so unfortunately he's not able to put in a lap. He is going back into the pits. So 4 drivers who have yet to put in a lap. That is T. Samilaras, Affinity, Elite Dave, and Game Boy, who have still yet to put that lap. Gord Sauce crossing the line puts in a 119.4. That puts him up to P5 at the moment, pushing down Curry. And Elite Dave actually managing to get in a 119.7, now up to P8. And that is a yellow flags. Ramsey actually getting a purple first sector there, very briefly. Ooh, goes over that curve, and for a second I thought he was gonna invalidate, but he's still looking quite solid. Looks like Alvin Fang is still having a little bit of trouble selecting the car. Hopefully he is able to join. So Ramsey using a little bit of that battery, and he is going to put in a 119.2 that pushes up to P4. So the 3 PRL boys, Ramsey, GK Bass, and Gord Sauce, back to back. So regarding the standings for the championship, we do have Moy Cooley leading the championship with a quite a solid lead. He does have a total of 324 points. Right behind him is Game Boy with 225 points. So if my math is not mistaken, that is a gap of let me just make sure before I even say anything. A 99-point gap at the moment. So 3 races left, including this one. Never know if anything could happen, but I do believe Game Boy did say he was possibly missing the last 2 races. So would be nice to see him leave on a good note with this race. And regarding our Constructors Championship, we do have the Alpine of Moikuli and Rafael, who are on at the moment, with a total of 429 points, and 157 points behind are the McLarens with 272 points. So unfortunately, we only have one full-time McLaren on the track at the moment. And both Alpine drivers are are here today to put in those points. Colombo going up to P9 with a 119.8. And we do have the top 3 on their outlaps as well. So still 3 drivers who have yet to put in a lap time. I am curious to see what Game Boy is able to put. He is going around the final corner and starting his lap at the moment. So we will stick with him and see where he's able to put it. Ramsey and Rafael both retiring in the pits, satisfied with their times. So not much left of the qualifying session, so Game Boy does have to make sure he's able to put in a really good time here. No pressure, because I know he's listening. He's very careful on that corner, especially considering he did invalidate on the last time he was trying to sell a lap there. So So Game Boy looking really solid at the moment. So the McLaren and of T Sam and the Ferrari of Infinity are both going to choose to start in the back without setting a time. And Game Boy draining that battery, going around the final corner. Has a little bit of battery to use, and looks like he is going to put in a 1:19.2. So that puts him up to P4, right behind the leading champion, uh, the leader of the championship actually. We do have Frozen on his lap as well. Thomas is actually going to be the first car to pass the line, and it does say he has improved, and looks like he is going to put in a 1:18.4. So that is a provisional pole, and Frozen looks like he invalidated and is getting out the way of the other cars, and unfortunately isn't going to be able to compete against that. And oh well, I'll leave that. Drivers unaware that they should be going back to the pit safely and not trying to take out their cars on the track, especially in qualifying, both qualifying and the race. And Moikuli with a 118.9, now up to P3. So in the second row. We do have Gort Sauce crossing the line. Looks like it will be a 1:19.3. He does improve, but not enough to get past in position. We do have a few drivers going back into the pits. We have Frozen and Game Boy as well. So the qualifying session should be done in a few. All right, so to go over our starting grid, so we have Thomas Evans in his first race with ERA putting a pole position with a 118.4 here in Monza. Right next to him is Frozen, followed by Moikuli, GK Bass, Game Boy, Ramsey, Gortsauce, Curry, DRS Maestro, Elite Dave, Chris, Colombo, Dawid, Rafael Neves, Chernobyl, T Sam, and Infinity. And I believe we do have Alvin Fang hopefully able to join in from the for the session. And looks like it is a dry race. Not exactly sure if that is going to be changing throughout the session. And we do have a couple drivers on the on the grid. Sorry, on the live chat saying hello. Hello to Kyle. Hello to Mike Zer, and we do have a couple more as well. And I believe that is iChris leaving the session. Let me see if hopefully nobody has readied up. Oh, make sure. Yep. Alrighty. So it is 27 laps around Monza. So the strategy is important, especially in such a narrow track where possibilities of a safety car are very high. And looks like iChris is having a little bit of trouble joining the session. So I am going to see if he could hopefully refresh his game. That way he can join in. The driver's doing really well to actually wait for the admin to give the go. So for those who are unaware, we do have a little break between qualifying and the race session. This is just to make sure drivers have time to secure their setup, make sure their strategies are all prepared. So let me just make sure I can send him another one. Alrighty, so they are set. Okay, so Icarus is able to join. Alrighty. Yeah. Okay. So Icarus, if you are listening, so most likely you can't take control of the car during the formation lap. We'll have to do it during the start. So they are having a bit of a crack on the on the Discord chat. Ay, ay, ay. So we are closing in on the season. We do have two more races after this. Uh, Monza is a really good track. I believe the next one is Portugal. Last race of the season is going to be Silverstone. Uh, Alrighty, so again, we do have Thomas Evans leading on pole at the moment, zooming past to get to get to the grid. And looking at the strategy, so we do have 2, 4, 6, 8 drivers on the hard compounds, the rest on the mediums. So it will be interesting to see how this race is going to result in. And Frozen, wow, that sensitivity. That is some high sensitivity on his wheel. My goodness. So Icarus is able to join back, and hopefully he can take control of the race, of his race car. Alrighty, so they are lining up. I believe they are just waiting on the drivers in the back. Alvin Fang lining up on his grid, and so is T Sam as well. No way. Hopefully that is not a glitch. Alrighty, and it looks like the game is stuck. And yeah, so it looks like we are going to have to reset the lobby. This game. Ah, yeah, yeah. All right, all right. So let me just notify them that it will be a All right, so we will briefly pause the game then and see how we can actually do this. Will most likely be a customized grid based on the qualifying results. So we will put it on a brief pause and then we will return very shortly. And actually, no, looks like they are off. And now, unfortunately, the game isn't letting me actually spectate now, which is which is just typical of the game, unfortunately. So I am going to see if hopefully I can. Yeah, so unfortunately, I can't spectate anything, and I remember seeing this on another league race as well, and it happened to me as well, quite a few, I think like a month ago. So let me see if I could hopefully leave and then join back.